introduce her. Parul Tiwari has 20 plus years of experience in the software industry with key skills, software development and delivery. At present, she is working as Director of Engineering at SAP Lab, India. Prior to SAP Lab, she has worked with other multinationals like Oracle, IBM, Tech Mahindra. She worked from Bangalore, Hyderabad, and multiple USA locations, and at present working out of Bangalore. She has done engineering in computer science and engineering, followed by internship in IIT Kanpur. She was a branch topper and silver awardee in college. She is associated with multiple leadership forums and taken on roles as a mentor. Apart from this, she is a passionate traveler and loves to experiment with food. So, without wasting much time, I once again welcome Ms. Parul and request her to enlighten our students with the words of wisdom. Please, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kamini, for the wonderful introduction, and I really appreciate you for that. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to reach out to the early talents of the industry and, coming to this platform. And thank you to Dr. Roy for giving me this opportunity as well, because Dr. Rai has been my mentor all throughout, and then under his guidance, I really feel that I couldn't have been here without his esteemed guidance and support. So um, this platform is really good indeed, and then we on a day-to-day basis we interact with the a lot of people and a lot of early talents we call, and this industry is really overwhelming. So first and foremost, I would like to congratulate you all for being here, to all the students. And you guys have made it. I'm sure you must be very proud of yourself. And if you are not, you should be, because this is one such platform where you are going to be ready for the next set of upcoming opportunities. Those are going to come your way. So I mean, before I just go ahead, I just wanted to understand the background of you all. I think I'll take 2 minutes. So there's a chat feature available, and I really wanted to hear. I mean, if you guys can type in the chat that which branch you are from, so I'll see if I can talk something about your branch. So if you guys can type your branches in your chat, that will be really helpful. Also, one more thing is like your background. So are you coming from cities or towns or the small villages and all that? If you can type in your chat, I think based on that, I will modulate my content. So I'll just wait for your messages. And I was being told that I can talk in English and Hindi mixed together. So if you guys have any particular preference which you want me to change, you can always do that. Okay, so I'll start. Dr. Kamini, can I present something?
Yes, actually, ma'am, this is the mixed bag. Means all the means we are having all the branches of students over there. They are from CSC,
Okay.
mechanical, civil, chemical, electronics. So this is the mixed bag over there.
Okay. Okay. So is it okay if I present something? I mean,
Yeah, ma'am.
okay. Okay. So I will just present my screen, and then you guys confirm to me if you are able to see a PPT.
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible to us.
Visible? Okay. Okay, so I will start with the congratulations. So as I just said that, you guys have done it. And I know that, how hard it has been, the journey has been for you. आप लोग बहुत सालों से मेहनत करते आए होंगे, शायद कई लोग 2 साल, 3 साल, ज़्यादा भी. I mean, and finally you are here. So a big congratulations to you. And then you have chosen a very good college. And the JP Institute is a very prestigious college, and I have personally I can personally vouch for this, because a couple of my cousins also have studied from this college, and they are doing very well in the industry. So you have made the right decision, and you are at the right place. So This is all about myself, and you must be wondering that, who am I? So Dr. Kamini has already given one good introduction of mine. So essentially, it's the same thing. And now you must be wondering that why am I here, and what was the need of me being here? So what we wanted to do is, like, we wanted to talk about certain experiences that we had, and with the 20 years of experience जो हमने accumulate किया है, जो हमने सीखा है, I mean, अगर हम आपके साथ और जल्दी शेयर करते हैं, and if you take some lessons out of it, आप उससे जल्दी सीखते हैं, तो you are more ready for the industry, you are more ready for the upcoming challenges, you are more ready for the upcoming opportunities which are going to come your way. So, without further ado, I just wanted to tell you that there are a few favorite quotes I had in my life, and then I wanted to share some of my experiences with you, which I have accumulated over a period of 20 years. So believe me, there was a day when I started my journey, like very much like you guys have done it, and then there was an induction program. Of course, it was in person, not like a virtual one. And I understand the circumstances are different with the pandemic being here. But there was a time हमने भी ऐसे ही start किया था, और जर्नी हमारी जर्नी भी आपसे बहुत ज़्यादा different नहीं थी. So एक टाइम था, उस समय हमको लगता है कि शायद हमको और ज़्यादा अच्छा गाइडेंस उस समय मिला होता, या हमें और एक्सपीरियंसेस मिले होते, तो शायद हमने और बेहतर किया होता. So there are a few experiences which I had in my life, and I'm going to share with you. So the first thing is, Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So no astrologer or nobody from the industry or no teacher, nobody can tell you that, what you're going to do in your life. It's you who's going to create it. So कोई भी नहीं जानता है कि वेर हम 20 साल बाद 10 साल बाद कहाँ होंगे, बट आप उसको क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, दैट पावर, दैट मैजिक दैट यू हैव इन योरसेल्फ. आई मीन, जिस कंट्री का पीएम, प्राइम मिनिस्टर, चाय की बेचते हुए आता हो, और जिस कंट्री का प्रेसिडेंट एक दलित बैकग्राउंड से, एक विलेज से आता हो, उस कंट्री में कभी किसी को ये डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम क्या नहीं कर सकते, हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. सो इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी बिलीव इन दिस, वी स्टार्ट बिलीविंग कि हम अपना फ्यूचर खुद बनाते हैं. There is one more thing that I mean, and that is why I'm here, is like power doesn't come from knowledge kept, but from the knowledge shared. So what I learned from you, from I have learned from industry, I'm going to share with you whatever you learned, and then you share with me. So that is how this whole ecosystem works. And in the past, I have gone for various campus recruitments. I mean, IIT Kanpur being my favorite one, because that's my hometown as well. So हम जब भी जाते हैं, तो I see that, even on the fresh minds, even I learn a lot. I hear their projects, hear their internships, the kind of content they present to us. It's really really overwhelming. So I really encourage you all to actually come forward. आप शेयर कीजिए, जितना आप शेयर करेंगे आप उतना लर्न करेंगे. आप जितना किसी को बताएंगे, वो भी उससे इंस्पायर होगा, वो भी कुछ लर्न करेगा, वो आपको आके बताएगा. So it's a whole ecosystem, and there are thousands of things which can be learned, which can be shared, and then you should be definitely get involved in that. And there's one thing: surround yourself with the people who challenge you, teach you, and push you to be your best self. And the teachers, who better than teachers? And then college, we get such environments, and then sometimes it happens कि आप जब अभी कोर्सेज में जाएंगे, तब आप देखेंगे कई कोर्सेज में इवन हमको भी ये डाउट होते थे कि क्या ये कोर्सेज हमारे लिए रेलेवेंट है, या ये, अब तो खैर काफी कोर्स रिवाइज हो गया है, और एक टाइम होता था जब हम लोग सोचते थे ये क्यों पढ़ाया जा रहा है हमको. But believe me, everything we felt that, whatever has been taught to us in engineering, it actually thought, it made us think that, how to learn things. So आप मेडिकल कॉलेज में जाइए, आपको मेडिसिन पढ़ाया जाएगा. आप ग्रेजुएशन में सिंपल बीएससी बीए में जाइए, आपको वो सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाए जाएंगे. बट इंजीनियरिंग इज वन सच थिंग which plays with your mind. It makes you think like an engineer, and it develops the capability of what more you can do. चीजों को कैसे सीखना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, कैसे जिंदगी जीना है, I think engineering is one thing which teaches you that. So if anybody pushes you to your limits, be it your peers, be it your companies, be it your teachers, believe me, you should be surrounded by them, because if we are not challenged enough, then we are not utilizing our best potential. And Bill Gates said this quote, which is very favorite of mine, that if you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, then it's your mistake. So आप कहाँ पे पैदा हुए हैं ये आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है, और ना था ना कभी होगा. लेकिन अगर आप मरते गरीब हैं, तो ये सरासर आपकी गलती है, बिकॉज आपने कुछ वो नहीं किया जो कि जिंदगी में आपको एक नेक्स्ट लेवल तक लेके जाता था. Yeah, being poor is not only representing the economical status of a person, it's all about the enrichment or the wealth or the health or whatever you have acquired in your life. If you're not changing your current circumstances, then believe me, you are doing something wrong. So that's one thing. With that, I really wanted to share some of my experiences, and I don't want it to be a very monologue kind of thing. So agar aapko last में कुछ questions हैं, you can always ask me, and I would love to answer those. So एक मेरे पास एक suggestion है, and when I was checking that what kind of crowd is here, so I just, I mean, from my experience, I just want to share something with you all, because आप लोग के पास अभी 4 साल है, और that is very good enough time to try something new which you have not done ever, right? It could be anything. It could be, I know there are people who just want to do engineering, and then they want to get into jobs, so it could be private sector, public sector, or whatever. There are people who want to go for higher studies, so they want to do masters or whatever. There are certain people who will go for MBAs, MTech, and all that. There are certain people who may want to go for civil services, and then there is wide variety of a spectrum that you can actually work on. But this is one thing, this process that we typically follow in software development. And I was just talking to Dr. Rai, and I was saying, what am I going to talk to them? And then Dr. Rai said, you can talk about your experiences, right? So this is one experience that I wanted to share with you. And this is typical process we always follow when we develop any big software or product. So there is one methodology called Agile Methodology. So, I mean, if you are interested, you can definitely read about it more on internet, and technology is available with you. But what I wanted to tell you, that this process works in all phases of life. Whatever you do, this really helps you. So what it says is, you break your task, and whatever you have the vision, for 4 years of your engineering career, or 5 years, where am I going to be, 10 years, where I'm going to be, 1 year down the line, where am I going to be, आप उसको ब्रेक डाउन करिए छोटे छोटे टास्क में, जो कि आप ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, और उसको आप प्लान करिए. और हम लोग एक फ्रीक्वेंसी डिफाइन करते हैं, स्प्रिंट फ्रीक्वेंसी, जो कि आप चाहे तो 1 महीना ले सकते हैं, 4 मंथ्स ले सकते हैं. आप अपने छोटे छोटे बड़े टारगेट्स को छोटे छोटे पीसेस में ब्रेक डाउन कीजिए, और उसके बाद आप उनको परस्यू कीजिए. सो आप 1 महीने में, मैं जैसे कि मुझे मान लीजिए मुझे अपना इंग्लिश इंप्रूव करना है, फॉर एग्जांपल. सो 4 इयर्स में आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू बैलेंस गाइड राइट फ्रॉम डे 1, राइट? सो मैं अपना जो है 3 मंथ्स में मैं इतना वर्ड लिमिट अपना रखूंगी, 1 मंथ में मैं इतना करूंगी, या मैं ये वाला बुक इंग्लिश का ये इतने 1 महीने में पढ़ूंगा, या सेट समथिंग मंथली टारगेट, और टू बाई मंथली टारगेट, और समथिंग लाइक दैट. You plan it ahead, and then design it, how you are going to do it, develop it, and once you develop it, that how you're going to do it, and then test. So you should be testing yourself, that where am I going to meet my goal or not. And then so agar 1 mahine ka aapka cycle hai, then you can take it 3 weeks, 2 weeks, like that. You should be testing yourself, deploy it, check it out where you are, and then review it. This is one step which is very, very important in the agile process, where after 1 month you should be reviewing it, कि मैंने क्या किया, मैंने क्या नहीं किया, क्या मैं गोल अचीव कर पाए, क्या नहीं कर पाए, या do we need to go back and change my strategy, or am I going to be very, very ambitious, and then am I going to revisit this? So breaking down bigger task in a smaller chunk, and tracking it on a regular basis really helps. एंड दिस अप्लाइज टू योर रेगुलर स्टडीज ऑल्सो. सो मेनी टाइम्स हमारे साथ क्या होता था कि है कि हमारा कल मिड सेम है तो हम आज रात को पढ़ना शुरू कर रहे हैं, राइट? दैट अप्रोच नेवर वर्क्स, राइट? यू मे गेट some temporary marks, but essentially you're not never going to develop the depth in your subject. So if something is being meant to study for 6 months, आपको 6 महीने कोई सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है तो आपको उसमें 6 महीने का टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट करना ही पड़ेगा, तभी आप उसमें मास्टरी पा पाएंगे. तो 6 महीने के 5 महीने के स्प्रिंट्स को आप अपना खुद का देखिए कि 1 महीने में मुझे ये चैप्टर्स करने हैं, 2 महीने में मुझे रिसर्च पेपर्स पढ़ने हैं, इसके रिलेटेड पेटेंट्स क्या है, इसके रिलेटेड टेक्नोलॉजीज क्या है, और लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटीज क्या कर रही हैं, आपके पीयर्स क्या कर रहे हैं, फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज क्या कर रही हैं उस सब्जेक्ट में, क्या क्या रिसर्च पेपर्स पब्लिश हुए, ऑल दैट यू कैन प्लान. ओके, बिकॉज अब टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से ये गैप सब खत्म हो गए हैं. पहले इंडिया की यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ना और यूएस की यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ना या फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ना बहुत डिफरेंट होता था. अभी टेक्नोलॉजी ने वो सारे ब्रिजेस को, वो सारे गैप्स को ब्रिज कर दिया है. यू कैन गेट द सेम कंटेंट व्हाट other people are getting. So use this time wisely, and definitely you can, you are ready for your grand launch that you want to do, uh, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 4 years down the line, up to you. So this is one recommendation that I have for you all. Now, a few mantras of success which I want to give you, and then this is a very early start for you. You guys are just entering in the world from schools or from coachings, and then you are coming to this big college. And then believe me, this is the biggest milestone in your life, you know. So all your life, I mean, most of the times I have seen 90% of your life will get decided by this step that you have taken. So going to college and going to the right college is the most important decision that an engineer can take, or from that matter, that industries also can take. And if you use this wisely, believe me, you are all set. Your life is set. So few things which I know you're already in the right direction, and under the esteemed faculty of JP Institute, you will always be driven towards the right direction. आपको college, आपके mentors, आपके professors हमेशा आपको support कर रहे हैं, and they're always going to be deciding the right direction for you. But few things I want to add from industry, and then this is what I mean. Some of these things we see that, you know, people can improve on, especially when they join us from colleges, and then we do a lot of corporate campus to corporate programs for them. So हमको कुछ लगता है कि कुछ ये और चीजें हैं जो अगर लोग बच्चे जल्दी करना सीख लें तो आई थिंक उनकी उनकी जो प्रोग्रेस है और फास्ट हो सकती है, वो इंडस्ट्री के लिए और जल्दी रेडी हो सकते हैं, या अपनी लाइफ में वो बहुत बेटर कर सकते हैं. सो ये सम ऑफ दीज प्रैक्टिसेस आई हैव जस्ट डॉक्यूमेंटेड फॉर यू, एंड मे बी आई मीन यू मे सब्सक्राइब टू सम ऑफ दीज, यू मे नॉट. आपको शायद किसी में डाउट हो सकता है. यू कैन ऑलवेज रीच आउट टू मी इफ यू हैव क्वेश्चंस. सो वर्क हार्ड and work smart. Okay, so these are two things, you know, and there's no replacement of hard work. Believe me, if somebody is, मेरे टीचर थे वो बात कहा करते थे कि कोई अगर किसी का दिमाग बहुत तेज नहीं है तो और वो मेहनत करे तो still he can do a lot. But if somebody is very very exceptionally brilliant और वो मेहनत ना करे, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. So life is all about hard work, right? But at the same time, there are certain situations which require you to work smart also. So we used to take a very good trade-off of working hard and working smart. So आपका एक कोई syllabus है, आप work hard कर रहे हैं, उसमें 5 महीने का टाइम है आपके पास, आप बहुत अच्छे से मेहनत कर रहे हैं. Work smart. जब एक दिन आपके पास बचा है, कल एग्जाम है, और अगर आप फिर से पूरा पढ़ने बैठ जाएंगे, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू दैट, राइट? सो वर्क स्मार्ट. सो किस सिचुएशन में आपको वर्क स्मार्ट करना है, किस सिचुएशन में आपको वर्क हार्ड करना है, ये आपको डिसाइड करना है. एंड दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. बट समवेयर वी हैव टू ऑलवेज टेक अ कॉल दैट, यू नो, वर्क हार्ड एंड वर्क स्मार्ट सिचुएशन के उस पर, बट वर्क हार्ड का कोई रिप्लेसमेंट लॉन्गर रन में नहीं है. learn and learn. This is again, learning goes on till date. आपको मैं बता रही हूँ, मेरे 20+ साल का एक्सपीरियंस है मुझे, एंड आज भी हम नई टेक्नोलॉजीज रन करते हैं. स्पेशली सारी, आई मीन कंप्यूटर साइंस के लिए स्पेशली ये बहुत वैलिड है कि कई टेक्नोलॉजीज थी जो रिटर्न ऑफ हो गई थी. जावा स्क्रिप्ट, देयर वाज अ टाइम व्हेन इट वाज रिटर्न ऑफ, क्लोन का बेकार है, खत्म हो गया. it just came back, and Node.js, Angular, and all that came up, right? So क्या होता है हमको अभी भी till date I have to do, I mean अब मैं कोडिंग इतना नहीं कर पाती हूँ, but I still do code reviews, and इतना जल्दी टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज कर रही है, and it is happening with every other industry also. The new technologies are coming, so you have to learn, relearn, unlearn what you have learned earlier, and then you have to relearn. So learning should go on. Cut down on distractions. This is a typical problem I'm seeing with Gen Z, and it's not only limited to Gen Z. Other generations also are impacted with this. There's so many distractions around, and believe me, जो आपके लिए है वो मेरे लिए भी है. हमें भी बहुत distractions है in terms of technology. हमारे पास फेसबुक है, हमारे पास व्हाट्सएप है, हमारे पास डिस्कॉर्ड है, हमारे पास टिकटॉक बैन हो गया, पबजी है वो भी बैन हो गया, फिर उसके बाद हमें कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी भी है, हमें इंस्टाग्राम पे रील्स भी बनाने हैं, हमें यूट्यूब पे मिलियंस ऑफ वीडियोस भी देखने हैं. सो बिलीव मी that everybody will have 24 hours only to do things, right? So I am not saying that you should not do what you really want to do, but you have to time box things, so use screen time softwares or whatever you want to do, but please limit your distractions. प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि जब हम इधर उधर ज्यादा देखने लगते हैं तो हम अपने मेन गोल से हट जाते हैं. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी कट डाउन आवर डिस्ट्रैक्शंस. सो यूट्यूब पे माय सन कम्स एंड टेल्स मी ये यूट्यूब पे इतने सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं, ये इतना पैसा कमा रहा है यूट्यूब पे. आई टेल हिम ही इज मेकिंग मनी व्हाट यू आर डूइंग देयर, right? So you be the provider, you don't be the consumer, right, of such things. So of course certain amount of entertainment is definitely important, but you never know कि वो कम से कब ज्यादा होने लगता है और ज्यादा से कब वो एडिक्शन होने लगता है. वो डिफरेंस आपको समझना बहुत जरूरी है. So this is one typical problem I'm seeing, that it is taking everybody over, and then this problem is gripping everyone, and मैं उससे बची हुई नहीं हूँ, मैं आपको ये भी बता रही हूँ, but we try to limit it. So this thing is one thing which I really want all of you to really look that or observe yourself कि मेरा इतना टाइम जा कहाँ रहा है. सबके पास 24 hours है, वो 24 hours में कुछ लोग बहुत बड़े बड़े काम कर जाते हैं, and there are certain people who are like who are satisfied with the smaller stuff. So please make sure that you cut down your distractions. Think big. This is again one thing, because I personally feel that अपनी life में हर किसी को मिलता है जिस पे वो दिल से बिलीव करता है, हर किसी को वो मिलता है, और आप अपने गोल्स को बड़ा करिए. ओके, ये आपको एक बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है, आप इतने अच्छे कॉलेज में आ गए, आपके पास इतनी अच्छी फैकल्टी है. यूज दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी, राइट? बड़ा सोचिए. जो छोटा सोचेंगे तो छोटा मिलेगा, बड़ा सोचेंगे तो बड़ा मिलेगा, राइट? लेकिन अपने ड्रीम्स को कभी भी छोटा मत करिए. As I mentioned to you, इस कंट्री के प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड प्रेसिडेंट आर द बिगेस्ट एग्जांपल्स कि कहाँ से लोग कहाँ पहुंच सकते हैं. तो कोई भी आप अपने आप को कभी भी अंडरमाइन मत कीजिए. आप बड़ा सोचिए. बिलीव मी, यू विल गेट देयर. द प्रॉब्लम है वो होती है कि हम जब छोटा सोचने लग जाते हैं कि हमको तो भाई 60% आ जाना चाहिए कॉलेज में, वो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. 60% अगर चाहेंगे तो 50 ही आएंगे, फिर पता चला आपका बाद में आपको आगे जाके कॉलेजेस में स्कोर्स में प्रॉब्लम होने लगा, या आपकी रैंक अच्छी नहीं है, आपका जीपीए अच्छा नहीं है, इवेंचुअली आपका इंटरेस्ट और विल स्टार्ट गोइंग डाउन. सो थिंक बिग. इफ यू कैन कम दिस फार, आप जहाँ पे आज हैं वहां पे इंडिया के बहुत थोड़े सिंगल डिजिट पीपल आर बिकमिंग इंजीनियर्स, राइट, टोटल पॉपुलेशन के. So up, definitely you are in the creamy de la creamy of the industry. You're the cream of the society. You can go further. You have the potential. You have something. आप में कुछ है जो आप यहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं. Okay, this is we call fire in the belly. Do not let this burn out. You should be able to consume this power that you have, and then think beyond what you have achieved, right? And think big. That's very, very important. Use your time wisely. That again, it's a corollary of cut down on distractions. Be flexible. So flexible होना बहुत जरूरी है लाइफ में. आपको कई बार ऐसा हो जाता है कि आपको दो चीजों में चॉइस करना पड़ता है, आपको 2-3 चीजें एक साथ करनी पड़ती हैं. कई बार मैंने देखा है लोग they can focus on one thing, but they're not ready to take up the new challenges, or they're not ready to take up new technologies, or they're not ready. They're very very scared about the failures. बिलीव मी, लाइफ में सिर्फ वही लोग फेल नहीं होते हैं जो कि ट्राई नहीं करते हैं. अगर आप कभी भी कुछ नया ट्राई करेंगे, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ स्कोप दैट यू विल डू वेल और यू विल फेल. यू विल पास और यू विल फेल. जो पास और फेल वही नहीं होते हैं जो कि एग्जाम में अपीयर ही नहीं होते हैं. तो आप फ्लेक्सिबल रहिए, आप चीजों को ट्राई आउट करिए. आप 10 चीजें ट्राई करेंगे, हो सकता है 9 चीजें फेल हो जाए. आइंस्टीन का एग्जाम्पल, एडिसन का एग्जाम्पल सबको पता है. कितने फेलियर्स उनको हुए बिफोर दे कुड एक्चुअली डू वंडर्स, सो stop being afraid of thinking ki what can go wrong, and be excited about what can go right. So be flexible, and have faith in yourself and try out new things. Prioritize health. This is a very very important thing. And then with the pandemic in place, I mean, corona ke baad se, we all know that everybody's endurance level has gone down. And typically we have seen that from previous generation to the newer generation, the fitness levels are going down. So I personally consider my mother fitter than me in my age than I am. So endurance levels are definitely going down, because abhi hum log itna zyada khel nahi rahe hain. We don't do a lot of exercises. And then of course with the COVID situations, most of us were like kind of indoors. और आप लोग बहुत शिद्दत से तैयारी कर रहे होंगे एग्जाम्स की, सो आपको इतना टाइम नहीं मिला होगा. बट going forward, you please prioritize your health, because a healthy mind resides in the healthy body. So if you're not fit, we don't want our next generation to be struggling with the health issues, and compromising their health on the grounds of achieving something else, materialistic or economic or anything like that. So आपको आपकी health पे investment should be a daily investment, and आप उसको daily follow कीजिए. So that includes your exercises, that includes your what you eat, and it's all important. And know your strength and weaknesses. I think दिल में सब लोग जानते हैं कि उनकी strength क्या है, उनकी weaknesses क्या है, but उसको acknowledge करना, I think हम कभी कभी भूल जाते हैं. So build more on your strength, so whatever is your strength. I mean, अभी आप colleges में जब आपके courses चालू हो जाएंगे, तब आपको दिल में पता होगा कि ये मेरा, जैसे किसी का subject है, उनको मैथ्स में बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, या वो कंप्यूटर्स बहुत अच्छा कर लेते हैं, या कोई एक आपका सब्जेक्ट होगा जिसमें आपको बहुत इंटरेस्ट आने लगेगा, या कोई, कई बार मैंने देखा है कोई टीचर्स लोगों को बहुत पसंद आते हैं तो उनके सब्जेक्ट्स भी उनको बहुत पसंद आने लग जाते हैं. तो आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ को फाइंड करिए. 4 साल, आपको 4 साल क्या 2-3 साल में आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आप किस डायरेक्शन में इंक्लाइंड हो रहे हैं. तो आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे बिल्ड करिए, क्योंकि जब भी हम कोई कोई बैटल में जाते हैं, राजा या कोई भी जाते थे, तो वो अपनी स्ट्रेंथ जो है कि उनकी एयरफोर्स उनकी स्ट्रेंथ है, कि उनकी आर्मी उनकी स्ट्रेंथ है, क्या उनकी स्ट्रेंथ है, उस पर वो फोकस करते थे. सेम चीज आपको भी करनी है कि आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेसेस दोनों को आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए. वीकनेसेस को छुपाने से, गिराने से कुछ कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. जितनी जल्दी आप उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर लेंगे, आप उसको एक्नॉलेज कर लेंगे, उतनी जल्दी आप उनको एड्रेस कर पाएंगे. सो आपको स्ट्रेंथ को फर्दर लेवल पे लेके जाना है, एंड वट एवर इज योर वीकनेस यू एक्नॉलेज एंड वर्क टुवर्ड्स दैट. सो कई बार वीकनेसेस कुछ ऐसी हैं जो हमें हेल्प नहीं, इम्पैक्ट नहीं करती हैं. देयर आर सर्टेन weaknesses which will help you, I mean, make you weaker in the longer run. So make sure that you work on those weaknesses. Learn new skills. Your brain is tuned to take up more than what you think you can. So generally doctors both say 2 to 3% or maximum 5% of our capacity of our brain we are actually using. So when you acquire a new skill, uh, it really takes you to the next level. So there are certain neurons of your brains which are never been activated, those get activated when you actually acquire a new skill. So acquire new skills, acquire new hobbies. It could be anything. I mean, pandemic में मैंने देखा बहुत सारे लोगों ने cooking सीखा, और बहुत सारे लोगों ने cleaning और hobbies, painting, बहुत लोग जो indoors try कर रहे थे, बहुत सारे लोगों ने नए नए games सीखे, indoor games of course. So build new skills. It will really help you in the longer run. Be open to challenges and opportunities. I mean, I remember एक बार मैंने एक book पढ़ी थी, उसमें था कि there was a picture in which says that कि एक लेडी है, वो दरवाजा आपका नॉक कर रही है, एंड उसके उसके जो बाल हैं पूरे आपके उसके फेस पे हैं. सो इट वाज डिपिक्टिंग दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी आपका डोर नॉक करती है, लेकिन अपॉर्चुनिटी के फेस पे पूरे बाल हैं, मान लो पूरे किसी लेडी को आप पहचान नहीं पा रहे. ठीक है. तो वैसे ही होता, कई बार अपॉर्चुनिटीज आपको डिफरेंट डिफरेंट शेप्स में आती हैं, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट तरीके से आती हैं. आप उनको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाते कि आपकी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, बट अगर आप उसको ट्राई करेंगे तो वो हो सकता है आपकी अपॉर्चुनिटी हो. सो समटाइम्स opportunities are not very evident, but those will come your way, and you have to recognize and you have to grab them. So that's very very important that you, I mean, आजकल कॉलेजेस में मैं देखती हूँ बहुत सारे कॉम्पिटिशन्स हो रहे हैं. There are a lot of hackathons which are happening, lot of leadership summits which are happening, lot of literary events which are happening. You may be very weak in those, okay, so it may fall in their weakness, but if you participate, believe me, you'll learn something. और कभी भी किसी भी चीज में आप अपने आप अपना, you should try your hands on, right? You should never feel shy or never feel afraid of your failures. मैक्सिमम क्या होगा, आप उस इवेंट में जाएंगे, आप 2 लाइन भी नहीं बोल पाएंगे मैक्सिमम, बट उस इवेंट में जाने के लिए आप जितना पढ़ेंगे, जितना आप इन अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करेंगे, आप जितना लर्न करेंगे, वो लर्निंग कहीं ना कहीं आपके साथ जरूर जाएगी. सो पार्टिसिपेट इन ऑल सच इवेंट्स. जो भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज आपके साथ में आती है, और आई एम श्योर आपके कॉलेज ने बहुत सारी चीजें आपके लिए ऐसी प्लान करके रखी होंगी जो कि आपकी कैपेबिलिटीज को इन्हांस करेंगी. तो कई बार मैंने देखा है कि लोगों का एटीट्यूड आ जाता है कि क्यों इनमें करना टाइम वेस्ट, हम अपना एग्जाम में फोकस करेंगे या सिर्फ पढ़ेंगे, या चलो थोड़ा 2 इंस्टाग्राम रील्स और बन जाएंगे उतनी देर में. Don't do that. Every event that your college is going to plan for you, it is going to be in the best interest of you. So please make sure that you take your best participation in those activities. मेंटल फिटनेस, ये एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट चीज मैं देख रही हूँ, जो कि स्पेशली जैसे से हम लोग आगे आगे जा रहे हैं, लाइफ में स्ट्रेस लेवल्स बढ़ रहे हैं, या लाइफ में कंपटीशन थोड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है. People are ignoring their mental fitnesses and mental levels. So please make sure that you counsel yourself. The meditations, and I know आपकी एज में मेडिटेशन आपको इतना अपील नहीं करेगा, but work on you being a mentally fit person, right? छोटी छोटी बात में अपसेट होना, छोटी छोटी बात में गुस्सा करना, या कई कई बहुत सारे केसेस हमने ऐसे भी देखे कि जरा सा पेरेंट्स ने डांट दिया, स्कूल टीचर्स ने डांट दिया, बच्चे गए और जंप मार दिया बिल्डिंग से. व्हाट इज दिस इज एक्सट्रीमली रिडिकुलस. ओके, जो लोग बोलते हैं कि हमारी लाइफ में स्ट्रेस बहुत ज्यादा था, हम हैंडल नहीं कर पा रहे, आपका स्ट्रेस क्या उस सोल्जर से ज्यादा है जो कि पाकिस्तान, इंडिया पाकिस्तान बॉर्डर पे खड़ा है? पता नहीं उसके सर पे कब एक गोला गिरेगा, एंड देन ही विल बी नो मोर. आपके स्ट्रेस उससे ज्यादा है. तो stress was always been there. It is just that we got a fancy name now, जिसको अब हम बहुत पब्लिसाइज कर लेते हैं कि हमको डिप्रेशन हो गया, हमको ये हो गया, वो हो गया. इट्स ऑल वेस्ट. हम लोग, genetically we are very very strong people, okay, and be ready to face whatever problem comes your way. There is no problem of life that can be bigger than life. सो जिंदगी से बड़ी जिंदगी की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो सकती, और कभी नहीं हो सकती है. सो कभी भी अपने आप को, कितनी भी मुश्किल में आप पाइए, आप ढूंढिए, आपका एक रास्ता बंद हो गया, आपका दूसरा बनेगा, आपका दूसरा बंद हो गया, आपका तीसरा मिलेगा. और अगर आपके सारे रास्ते बंद हो गए हैं, तो ये आप समझ लीजिए कि आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी है अपना खुद का रास्ता बनाने की. तेन माझी की कहानी आप सबने सुनी होगी. उसको उनकी पत्नी को बहुत दूर जाना पड़ता था पत्थर लेने के लिए, तो उन्होंने एक पूरा पहाड़ काट के रास्ता बना दिया. आप, ये सब लोग आपकी जिंदगी में इंस्पिरेशन होने चाहिए. देयर इज नो स्कोप ऑफ लाइक doing such things which really disturbs everybody around you, right? So be strong. हम लोग genetically we are very very strong, mentally we are very very strong. So please never think that there is a scope of ending your life. So this is very important. Work on your mental fitness. Make yourself ready for a lot of challenges which are going to come, and believe in yourself that yes, you can do it. And if you cannot, then nobody else can. And have fun. This is one very, very important thing. That college life is a very, very important life. And then, we all still remember those days. And then all of us, when we chit chat, or whenever we have meetings or video conferences and all that, we interact with each other, and we still remember those days. So believe me, these 4 years are going to be the most beautiful years of your life. You should have fun, you should enjoy, you should learn. And I'm sure now you are just getting into this world, and I'm sure 4 years down the line, when we will talk again, if Dr. Rai gives me the opportunity, when we'll talk again, you will be a very different person altogether. So it is very, very important that we have fun also. And in all these activities and hustle and bustle of life, you should never forget to have fun and enjoy life, because that's very, very important. So after this, I'm going to show you one person, and that is one very, very inspiring person, which really recently started inspiring me. And this is Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, I'm sure many of you might have heard about him. So this guy, is a classic example of how engineering makes you think, or how engineering changes your perspective. So engineering actually doesn't, as I mentioned earlier also, engineering सिर्फ आपको इंजीनियरिंग नहीं सिखाती है. इंजीनियरिंग आपको कोई भी काम कैसे करना है, कैसे सीखना है, कैसे परस्यू करना है, कैसे मास्टर करना है, वो सिखाती है. And this guy is, I mean, there are many examples in the industry, but I took this example because he is the latest talk of the town. And I wanted to tell you all about his achievements, and then you can read later about him. So he was basically a South African guy. He came to Canada, and then from Canada he moved to US, and then he in 1999 he formed a company, and Zip2. And then when he was 10 years old, he started coding. 12 years he developed a game, okay, which was sold for, I think, about $500 at that time. And uske baad, then company after company he formed. So he formed PayPal, okay, and which got acquired by eBay, which was mainly into the banking transactions and the kind of the way we do the transactions. And then he formed a SpaceX company, which was in the space solution. So now this company is actually sending, this is the only company who's sending the private spaceships. And then, if you want to send your satellites in the space, this is the only private company which is offering you the services. And they offered reusing of their spacecraft. So पहले आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि वो spacecraft in US, in universe में गया, space में गया, and then when it is coming back, it is going to fall in some sea, or somewhere it is in some desert, it is going to fall, and then it is not reusable. जब गिरता है तो खत्म हो जाता है, break हो जाता है. इन्होंने they came with the concept of space tourism. ये इन्होंने बोला कि कोई भी स्पेस में जाएगा, तो अगर हम उनको टूरिस्ट की तरह ले जाना चाहते हैं, अगर हम अपनी हर बार अपना रॉकेट को हम तोड़ते रहेंगे, तो हम कॉस्ट कहाँ से ब्रेक इवन करेंगे. तो उन्होंने कहा हम रीयूजेबल रॉकेट बनाएंगे. तो वो रॉकेट जाएगा, लॉन्च होगा, स्पेस में लोगों को लेके जाएगा, वापस आएगा, वापस जहां लॉन्च सेंटर था वहीं पे आके वापस सेट होगा, and we will reuse the rocket. So that concept, and when he started, everybody said it's not going to work, okay, and he actually could manage that, okay. और उसके बाद it is a very different world. Now Tesla, I'm sure a lot of you would have heard about Tesla electronic cars. And then he was actually into what do you say, solar services development, and then later it got acquired by Tesla, and then he became the topmost solar service provider in US, and then later they got acquired by Tesla, and he is the CEO, CTO of Tesla. So Tesla is completely different concept, and now I know Tesla is going to come to India also. And Tesla cars are very beautiful. I've been to Tesla showrooms and all, and then amazing cars they make, and then they're so environment friendly, eco-friendly. They work on, they are electric cars. They don't use diesel or petrol. They're electric cars, and they are self-driving ones. Awesome technology. He was CEO, CTO of that. Later, he developed a company with the neural networks, and he's exploring now that, if there are certain chips can be planted in brain. I mean, especially he started with the people uh, who are who are don't have the good cognitive skills, or they are old, and then so it's like in a memory, आप जैसे लैपटॉप में एक ऐड कर लेते हैं, लाइए हम एक दिमाग में आपके एक चिप डाल देते हैं. So he is investigating things on that. So think about all such things and how each thing is different than the previous one. So अभी अभी कई बार हम सुनते हैं, कोई बोलेगा मैं तो डेटा साइंस में ही काम कर सकता हूँ, मैं उसी में ही काम करूंगा क्योंकि मुझे कुछ और आता नहीं है, मैंने यही पढ़ा है, मैं यही करूंगा. But you think about these people, that how diverse these people are, how they have adapted the technology, how they have learned things, how innovative they were, and how from where they started and then where they are, and he is not showing any signs of slowing down. So that's one thing. So he's a big influencer, and I mean, you can read more about him. But this is one thing to tell you, that there is no stopping. If you feel you can do it, believe me, you can do it. And all of these initiatives, or most of these initiatives, when he started, people told him that you are planning to fail. You're never going to be successful. But this guy has done it. This guy has done it. So there is there is nothing that is impossible in the world, and that if you want, you can definitely achieve it. Now, one, I think, I'm really shooting my time up. So uh, one last thing I want to talk about is, you are in a very good college, and I'm sure you will do wonders in your life. But one thing that we are seeing, and this is not my figure, this is not my standards that I have put in here. There are people are debating here in this percentage. You may debate with me, though, no, this is not 60, this is not 40. You can do that. But this is a rough estimate I have taken from all the studies that have come in recently, that everybody who's completing 4 years, and then this situation will come to you after 4 years, and I want you to start preparing for this today. Okay, that you will look for jobs, or you look for further revenues. And this is one study that came in which says that 60% of the engineers which are coming out of the country are not employable, you know and 20% are employable with the support which organizations or other companies or colleges are providing them. And top there is a top 20% slot, okay, which is really really doing remarkable. They are phenomenal, they are doing very well. Okay, so all your efforts should be in the direction of staying in the top 20%. That's very very important. I really don't want you to settle for that 60% or that employable with support also. Okay, target for that 20%. Do everything that keeps you in the top 20%. Okay, because now everything is available to you. You have good college, you have good teachers, you have good technology, and there is nothing that can stop you to reach to the 20%, except there is one person who can stop you, and that's you only. So if you don't want, you will not get there. But if you want, you will definitely get there. So make sure that when you are coming out of the college, you are in the top 20%, and you do very well there. So with that, I conclude my session. Thank you so much to all of you for listening to me patiently. And this is my LinkedIn profile in case you want to connect to me on LinkedIn. So I mean, some of you might be knowing, some of you may not be. So LinkedIn is a platform where all the professionals come together, connect, and then we learn from each other's connection, and we learn from the people who we follow. So we follow a lot of people here, and then their updates, their regular updates, we get, and we are very very up to date with the technology and engineering stuff with the help of LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile. In case you want to connect with me, you're most welcome. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you guys have any questions, I'm ready to take. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We are having so many questions. Students are having so many questions.
Okay.
Ma'am, how to decide that what to do after BTech, either MTech or job placement? So they are definitely asking for placements and after BTech?
See, it completely depends, and it varies from person to person. So आपकी liking क्या है? I think अभी आप just आए हैं industry में. I think you should give yourself 1 or 2 years of time, and I think by second year you will get that visibility that what you are going to do. Sometimes we take the call based on the situation also, right? Sometimes I have seen that sometimes people go for MTechs and all when they have the passion for studying. They want to learn more, they want to study more, they want to get the expertise. Okay, certain people go for MTech because they want to go to certain public sector jobs. And I was recently reading ONGC published a lot of jobs where they want gold gate score. And I personally know a couple of people who are running like gate forums and all those where they are preparing you for gate exams and all. So uh, it is definitely up to the person that what you want to do. Okay, and sometimes people take the call on the basis of situation also. So but again, my recommendation to you would be, if you want to learn more and you're very interested in that subject, and then you should go for MTech. And if you're very interested in jobs, and if you want to go to industry, you want to explore industry, you want to learn from the industry, then you can definitely go for the jobs. So it's all personal preference, I would say.
Ma'am, one more question is there that you have worked in IBM, Tech Mahindra. So please share your experience regarding these companies.
Yeah, so in my experience with all these companies were very, very good. And I started my career from, I mean, I had a campus placement from HBTI, and that's how I started. And then I started my journey in Hyderabad. And initially, again, we have few trainings, like I said, cus- uh, campus to corporates. And then overall, the journey was very, very good. I started my career as a Java developer, and I always was very, very interested in Java. And till date, I love Java programming. So, I started, and then eventually I became a team leader. And then there were multiple assignments. I traveled to multiple places, and then there I learned a lot. So there was a choice in my time, in my life, when we decided to come back to India, because it was getting very difficult for me and my husband to manage things in the same city. Because I was telling Raisa one day that it was like I was in the eastern coast. I was working in Charlotte, and he was working from California. And then even in the US, we were like Kashmir and Kanyakumari. So so finally, and then somehow we took a conscious call of coming back to India, and then we came back. And after that, I started working with IBM. And then the journey continued. And then in Oracle, I again joined, and that is where I started as a manager, and then senior manager. And then SAP, I joined about 4 months back. And overall, I have a lot of passion for learning new things, coding, and then a lot of opportunities. So having flexible, having the flexibility really helps, because you never know what comes your way. So I worked with a lot of industries. So be it pharma, be it banking, retail. At present, I'm working with the HCM, HXM, which we call now technologies. So a wide variety of technologies, and overall the journey has been very, very fulfilling. And it's I'm very happy with that.
One more question. I suppose this is the last one. That what kind of preparations means a student would like to do just to get in these kinds of companies, MNCs?
Yeah, so I think it is the networking plays a very big role here. So, networking, I mean, you should always maintain your good relations with your seniors. And then, now you have final year students, then eventually third year and all that. So, they will guide you time to time that what they are doing, and you can learn from them. That is the first step. The level two is you should stay connected with all the other colleges also. So you have other JP institutes. You must be having friends in regional engineering colleges, IITs, and other neighboring state colleges. Because one difference I have seen, that people from different states, I see a lot of difference. Like, when I go for campus recruitments in Bangalore colleges, and when I go to different states, and in fact, I had a lot of interns working with me, or freshers working with me from various other universities, and I see that there are certain industry specific or institute specific, region specific learnings that they have. So the more you connect, the more you learn from them. So it's very important that you connect, you maintain a connection, and that will tell you the guide, the what do you say, flow of the industry, where it is going. And one very important thing which I think I missed in this communication, which I want all of you to work on, is learning English. Okay, because and believe me, when I say learning English, English is just another language. Okay, but in India we consider English as a skill. We don't consider that as a language. So if you don't know English, that means आपने तो आपकी तो जिंदगी बर्बाद है. No, it's not like that. It's just one language. आप फ्रांस जाइए, आप जर्मनी जाइए, कोई आपको नीचे नजरों से नहीं देखेगा कि आपको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है. लेकिन इंडिया में somehow the pattern has become like that, where we consider those people inferior who जिनको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है. So you should never be ashamed of this thing. I myself come from that background where हमारा native language mother tongue हिंदी था है. Or I make sure today also कि I talk to my children in my mother tongue. So it could be Hindi, it could be Gujarati, it could be Bengali, and or whatever it is. There is no way you should demean your mother tongue, and you should not be proud of that. But English is one thing which will take you to the next level. So what happens is, जिनकी अगर आपकी इंग्लिश बुरी है तो आप उसको अच्छी करिए, आपकी इंग्लिश अच्छी है आप उसको बहुत अच्छी करिए, आपकी रिटन अच्छी है तो आप वर्बल में अच्छा करिए, आपकी वर्बल अच्छी है आप उसके ग्रामर इंप्रूव करिए. बट दिस इज वन थिंग which is really given edge to us over other countries. So when we go to US or Canada and all, we have very good, most of the Indians have good English, and that is where we score over China, or we score over other countries who do not speak English very well. So lot of additional opportunities will come to you if you know English. And अभी मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, जहाँ मैं बैंगलोर में काम करती हूँ, we are so cosmopolitan here, and there are certain people, especially from certain states of south, where they don't know Hindi. So there is no way for you to communicate with them if you do not know English, or the whole team has to come together and then they have to talk in one language, and English gives us that platform. So if your English is good or better or best, you will get some additional opportunities. And especially for the people who are planning to write MBAs, or they are planning to go write SAT, or they want to go for GRE, GMAT, or whatever it is, it will really help you in longer run. So please spend some time every day, every month, and this is one agile skill that you can take it, that you have to improve that. Without that, it is not going to be helpful. And then the people who are good at English, you should please help others. And you should never make fun of anybody who's not speaking good English, because sometimes people come from very small villages, and then we don't know their struggles. You don't know how hard they would have worked to come here. इतना मेहनत उन्होंने किया होगा जो आज वो जेपी इंस्टीट्यूट में पहुंचे हैं. ठीक है, उनके स्ट्रगल को कोई अंडरमाइन नहीं करेगा, उनको कोई भी. बट you should correct them. You should tell, okay, this is how it should be, or I feel this should be the way to do. Okay, but you should always help each other in and support each other to go to the next level. Did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. It's a fact that learning never ends, and
Learning.
communication skill plays a vital role in life. It's a
Exactly.
fact. It's a fact.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
this wonderful session. I, on the
Thank
behalf
you.
of entire JUT fraternity, extend my vote of thanks to Ms. Parul for spending time and interacting with the young minds of JUT. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thanks.
you so much for the opportunity. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank
Digvijay.
you. Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you.
Thank